Another thing that I really advocate is micro breaks. So if the body is getting tight, there are things we can do to unravel ourselves a little bit. And they take seconds. And once we get them habituated, as I often say to my clients, do you clean your teeth every morning? And they look at me shocked and they say, well, you know, why can't we learn to do these little things that are helpful throughout the day that will just stop our whole musculoskeletal and nervous system going into a wound up mode. There's a couple of very simple things that I'd love to show you. So the first one is, and you know, sometimes we might think this is a little bit of a strange thing to do, but some days we feel like doing this, is to just put your arms down on the, cross over your arms, and then just lean your forehead onto your arms and bring the body forward into a stretch. That's it. And just feeling the breath into the back of the body. If you're very supple, you can bring yourself right down to the ground. So if you just watch me here, you can actually just come right down. Head lower than the heart, and take a couple of deep breaths. And that's filling up the back of the lungs. It's making us take a deeper breath when we bend over like that. Or we bend over the desk. We're actually, we're getting a stretch into the back of the spine that can become quite tight, but we're also going to open up the lungs in some respect. If you come and sit in this chair, I'll show you a couple of other little ones. So because we're often facing forward, again, we can find that the front and the back of the body are very active and the sides of the body actually get a bit forgotten about. So it's really easy to just do a little spinal twist. So you can just put this arm here, bring this arm around there, and then just imagine that you're actually twisting from your navel, coming round. Your neck's the last thing to come. You don't want to yank the neck round. That's good. And what you're actually doing is, because the lumbar spine actually only has 5 degrees of rotation, the lumbar vertebrae don't rotate much, you're actually bringing a twist to the muscles, really, essentially, and to the inner organs. But that's really nice for the body. Right. So then you repeat it the other side, and you can just stretch and feel that. Can you feel that stretch?
I definitely can.
Yeah. Another way to do that one is to come facing me, is place this hand up on the rib cage, and then just turn to that side. So you can actually feel a stretch there. That's an even quicker way of doing it. You can literally just be, and repeat on the other side. It's just, and that tactile touch on the rib cage will actually help to believe it or not, relax those muscles a little bit when we give ourselves some tactile feedback.
And do you have any tips for warning signs? Is there anything in particular that you've come across that if people start to feel within their own body, that's the sign to go, you need to do something now? Yeah.
Look, I think there are areas of the body where we can get significant issues quite often. One is the lumbar spine. So if you start to get aching in the lumbar spine, that usually means, hey, move, whether that's from sitting or from any other position, do some stretches. The other area is the neck and shoulders, and we've discussed that. But there's also what I'll tend to say to people is a sort of like a jammed up feeling or a clamped up feeling. It's again this feeling of being very tight, and the energy is all up in the upper body. We're feeling tight in the body. That really is a sign, and this is where I like those forward bends where we can actually bring some breath back into the body. Or just ground ourselves into our feet and just, you know, if it's been a particular heavy day, amazing, we have so many receptors in our feet. Kick the shoes off and just, you know, just let the feet move on the ground and feel into the feet. You can even, and I teach this when I teach the skill of mindfulness, which is a form of meditation, imagine the breath going down to the feet. And you can do 3 slow breaths, imagining breath into the feet. Bringing this awareness into the body really can have some quite amazing results if we just keep doing it.
Or just as simply as becoming aware of where that tension is and thinking just by thought, soften it.
Soften, soften. I often, interestingly enough, don't use the word relax. you've just said a very good word, which is soften. Soften is a beautiful word to actually use with the body, because the body has lots of soft structures in it. It's not just bones. We can soften, and that's what we need to be able to, you know, we can slump, we can soften. Slumping's fine at times if we've been too rigid. Do the opposite. Do an opposite action to what's being felt in the body. It's just listening into the body's wisdom. There's plenty of it there.